This is not a book for comfort. This is a book for those who are tired of disappointing themselves. If you are looking for motivation that fades in a few hours, close this now. But if there is a voice inside you, quiet, persistent, uncomfortable, telling you that you were meant for more, then read carefully. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are not late. You are undeveloped. Most people live their entire lives carrying potential. They never activate. They survive. They settle. They adjust. And one day they call that life. This book exists to prevent that ending. Becoming your best self is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming honest, about who you are, where you are, and what your life is demanding from you. This journey will challenge your habits. It will confront your excuses. It will force you to question the version of yourself you have been protecting for too long. You will feel resistance. You will feel discomfort. That is not a warning. That is confirmation. Because growth does not knock gently. It demands. This book will not promise easy success. It will offer something far more valuable. Self-respect, discipline, inner strength. You will learn how to think clearly when emotions try to control you, how to act when motivation disappears, how to build an identity that does not collapse under pressure. This is not a transformation you wait for. It is a transformation you choose, page by page, decision by decision, day by day. If you are ready to stop negotiating with your potential, if you are ready to outgrow the person you no longer respect, if you are ready to become someone your future self will thank, then begin. Your best self is not ahead of you. It is waiting for you to step forward. The silent truth about your life. Most people do not fail because they are incapable. They fail because they never realize who they could become. You are not living below your potential because you are weak. You are living below your potential because you were never taught to see yourself clearly. From childhood, society trained you to survive, not to rise. You were taught how to obey, adjust, and settle, but no one sat you down and said, there is a powerful, disciplined, unstoppable version of you waiting to be unlocked. Becoming your best self does not begin with motivation. It begins with awakening. You are not who you think you are. Right now, you identify yourself by your past mistakes, your current situation, your limitations, other people's opinions. But these are conditions, not your identity. Your true self is not your laziness. Your true self is not your fear. Your true self is not your inconsistency. These are layers, not the core. Just like dust can cover a diamond, your habits, environment, and mindset have covered your potential. The goal is not to create a new you. The goal is to remove what is not you. The gap that controls your life. There is a dangerous gap that silently controls most lives. The gap between who you are today and who you know you could become. This gap creates frustration, self-doubt, regret, overthinking, procrastination. You feel pain not because life is hard, but because deep inside you know you are meant for more. Ignoring this gap slowly kills self-respect. Facing it builds power. Comfort is the greatest enemy of your best self. Your best self does not live in comfort. Comfort whispers, do it tomorrow. Relax, you deserve rest. It's okay to stay average. But comfort has a cost. Every day you choose comfort, you pay with confidence, discipline, and future pride. Growth feels uncomfortable because it demands change. And the human mind hates change. Becoming your best self means making peace with discomfort, not suffering intentional discomfort. Responsibility is the turning point. The moment you take full responsibility, everything changes. Not blame, not excuses, not explanations. Responsibility. When you say, my life is my responsibility. My habits are my responsibility. My future is my responsibility. You take your power back. Victims wait. Leaders act. Your best self is a leader of your own life. The truth about motivation. Motivation is not reliable. If motivation was enough, everyone who watched motivational videos would be successful. Your best self is built on discipline over mood, commitment over comfort, systems over emotions. Motivation starts the journey. Discipline finishes it. Self-respect, the foundation of transformation. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your self-respect. Ask yourself honestly, do I keep promises to myself? Do I do what I say I'll do? Do I respect my time and energy? Your best self is born the day you decide. I will not betray myself anymore. No big speeches. No dramatic promises. Just quiet consistency. Awareness comes before change. You cannot fix what you don't see. Most people live on autopilot, scrolling without thinking, reacting without awareness, repeating habits without questioning. Awareness is power. Start observing your thoughts, your excuses, your patterns, not with judgment, with curiosity. The moment you see clearly, change becomes inevitable. Becoming your best self is a daily choice. There is no finish line. You don't become your best self one day. You choose it every day. Some days you'll win. Some days you'll fail. But your identity must stay clear. I am someone who is becoming better. Progress, not perfection. Your best self is not a fantasy. It is a responsibility. The pain of discipline, or the pain of regret. You must choose one. This book is not here to motivate you temporarily. It is here to rebuild you permanently. And this was only the awakening. Identity shift, who you must become. Why most people never change, even after knowing the truth. Knowledge does not change lives. Identity does. You can read books. You can watch videos. You can feel motivated for a few days. But if your self-image remains the same, your behavior will always pull you back. People don't fail because they don't know what to do. They fail because they keep acting like the old version of themselves. Your habits are loyal to your identity. Change the identity, habits follow. Ignore identity, habits return. You always act in alignment with who you believe you are. Read this carefully. You will never consistently do what conflicts with your identity. If you see yourself as lazy, you'll avoid effort. Unlucky, you'll stop trying. Average, you'll settle. Weak, you'll quit early. Even if you want success, your identity will sabotage you. Becoming your best self is not about doing more. It's about becoming someone different internally. The old identity must die. There is no other way. This part is uncomfortable but necessary. You cannot become your best self while emotionally holding on to your old self. The old self loves comfort, avoids responsibility, waits for the right mood, makes excuses sound logical. You don't upgrade your life by negotiating with this version. You upgrade by outgrowing it. This is not self-hate. This is self-honesty. Respect who you were. But don't let that version control who you become. Identity is built by evidence, not words. Saying, I am disciplined means nothing if your actions prove otherwise. Identity is formed by repeated proof. Every time you wake up when you don't feel like it, keep a promise to yourself. Choose growth over comfort. You cast a vote for your new identity. One action doesn't change you, but consistent actions rewrite who you believe you are. Stop asking, what should I do? Start asking, who should I be? This question changes everything. Instead of, how do I stay motivated? Ask, what would a disciplined person do here? Instead of, how do I stop procrastinating? Ask, what does a focused person do right now? Your best self is a decision-making filter. When identity is clear, decisions become simple. The power of standards. Goals are temporary. Standards are permanent. A goal says, I want to be fit. A standard says, I do not miss workouts. A goal says, I want success. A standard says, I don't tolerate excuses. Your life reflects the standards you accept. Your best self has non-negotiable standards. For effort, for time, for self-respect. Raise your standards, and your life will rise to meet them. Pain is not a sign you are failing. It is a sign you are becoming someone new. Identity change hurts. Why? Because your mind prefers familiarity over growth. even if familiarity is painful. When you feel resistance, discomfort, or self-doubt, don't panic. That pain means the old identity is losing control. Growth feels like loss, because you are losing who you used to be. And that is a good thing. You must separate feelings from actions. Your old identity listens to feelings. Your best self leads feelings. If you wait to feel confident, you'll never act. Feel ready, you'll delay. Feel motivated, you'll stay stuck. Confidence is a result, not a requirement. Your best self acts despite emotions, not because of them. Language shapes identity. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself. Stop saying, "I'm trying. I'm not good at this. This is just how I am." These sentences lock you into the old identity. Start saying, "I'm becoming disciplined. I don't quit. I'm building a stronger version of myself." Your brain believes repetition. Use that power intentionally. Environment either supports or destroys identity. You cannot build a strong identity in a weak environment. Look around, people you talk to, content you consume, places you spend time. Your environment silently votes on who you become. Your best self designs surroundings that support growth. This may mean distancing from negativity, reducing distractions, being alone more often. Loneliness is sometimes the price of evolution, the moment of commitment. At some point, reflection must turn into commitment, not a dramatic promise, not an emotional declaration, a quiet decision. I am no longer available for my old life. From this point forward, excuses become unacceptable. Comfort becomes secondary. Growth becomes the priority. This is the identity shift. Your best self is not built by motivation. It is built by decisions repeated daily. You don't rise suddenly. You become someone who rises. And once identity shifts, everything else follows. Mind discipline, mastering thoughts and emotions. Your mind is a tool, not your master. Most people live as prisoners of their thoughts. A thought appears, they believe it. An emotion rises, they obey it. But here is the truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who observes them. Your mind is a powerful tool, but an untrained mind becomes a dangerous enemy. Becoming your best self begins the moment you stop reacting automatically. Thoughts are suggestions, not commands. Every day, your mind produces thousands of thoughts. Some are useful. Most are noise. Many are lies. Thoughts like, "I'm not good enough. This is too hard. I'll fail anyway." These are not facts. They are mental habits. Your mind is designed to protect you from discomfort, not to make you successful. Learning this changes everything. Awareness, the first level of mental strength. You cannot control thoughts immediately, but you can notice them, and noticing creates distance. Instead of saying, "I am anxious," say, "I am experiencing anxiety." This small shift removes identification. You are not broken. Your mind is simply reacting. Awareness weakens the grip of negativity. Emotional control is a skill, not a personality trait. Strong people are not emotionless. They are emotionally trained. They feel fear. They feel doubt. They feel laziness. But they don't let feelings decide actions. Your best self understands this rule. Feelings inform. Discipline decides. You don't eliminate emotions. You lead them. Overthinking, the silent energy killer. Overthinking is not intelligence. It is fear in disguise. You overthink because you want certainty. You fear mistakes. You avoid action. But clarity does not come from thinking. It comes from doing. Action simplifies the mind. Inaction multiplies noise. When confused, move. When afraid, act small. Momentum heals mental chaos. The power of mental repetition. Your brain believes what it hears repeatedly. That is why negative self-talk is so destructive. If you repeatedly tell yourself, "I can't. This isn't for me. I'm behind in life," your brain accepts it as truth. Your best self trains the mind deliberately. Use repetition consciously, I do hard things. I finish what I start. I adapt and grow. Say it even when it feels fake. Consistency creates belief. Pain is part of mental growth. Mental discipline is not comfortable. Training the body hurts muscles. Training the mind hurts ego. You will face self-doubt, internal resistance, emotional fatigue. Do not interpret this as failure. Pain means you are building capacity. Avoiding pain keeps you weak. Facing pain makes you resilient. Detach from outcomes, commit to process. Your mind collapses when it becomes obsessed with results. What if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What will people think? These questions paralyze action. Your best self focuses on process, showing up, improving daily, executing consistently. Outcomes follow process. They are not controlled directly. The discipline of doing what you hate. This is where mental strength is forged. Anyone can act when motivated. Few act when they don't feel like it. Your best self trains this muscle daily, working when tired, starting when lazy, continuing when bored. This is not punishment. This is self-respect in action. Silence is a mental weapon. Noise weakens the mind. Constant scrolling, entertainment, talking, leaves no space for clarity. Your best self spends time in silence, thinking, reflecting, planning. Silence strengthens awareness. Awareness strengthens control. The rule of mental ownership. Your thoughts are your responsibility, not society, not childhood, not circumstances. You may not control what appears in your mind, but you control what you entertain. Take ownership. A disciplined mind is built, not given. Your life does not change when circumstances change. It changes when your mind becomes stronger than your emotions. A weak mind seeks comfort. A trained mind creates freedom. And now, you are ready for systems, habits, consistency, and inner systems. Your life is the result of your systems. Look at your life honestly. Your results are not accidents. They are outputs of invisible systems. Your health system of eating and movement. Your mindset system of thoughts and inputs. Your success system of daily actions. If you don't design systems, you live inside random ones. Your best self builds life intentionally. Why willpower always fails. Willpower is limited. You start strong, then fatigue hits. This is why people quit. Diets, workouts, goals. Your best self does not rely on willpower. It relies on structure. Structure removes decision fatigue. Systems eliminate excuses. Habits are identity on autopilot. Habits are not actions. They are proof of who you are. Every habit reinforces an identity. Reading daily learner. Training daily disciplined. Procrastinating avoider. Your best self focuses on small, repeatable actions. Not intensity. Consistency. Start smaller than you think. Most people fail because they start too big. They aim for 2 hours of study, extreme discipline, overnight change. Then they burn out. Your best self starts embarrassingly small. 10 minutes, 1 page, 1 action. Small habits remove resistance. Consistency builds momentum. Momentum builds identity. The rule of never miss twice. Perfection is not required. Consistency is. You will fail some days. The rule, never miss twice. 1 bad day is human. 2 days create a pattern. Your best self recovers quickly, without drama or guilt. Build systems around energy, not time. Time management is overrated. Energy management is everything. Know your high energy hours, low focus periods. Schedule important work. When energy is highest, your best self works with the body, not against it. Replace motivation with rituals. Motivation asks, do I feel like it? Rituals say, this is who I am. Examples, same wake-up time, fixed work block, daily reflection. Rituals remove emotion from action. Environment shapes behavior automatically. Discipline is easier when the environment is designed right. Keep distractions far. Keep tools visible. Reduce friction. Don't rely on self-control. Rely on smart setup. Your best self makes good choices the default. Track what matters. What you measure improves. Track habits, effort, consistency, not to judge, to stay aware. Awareness creates accountability. The boring truth about success. Success is boring. Same actions, same routines, same discipline. People quit because it's not exciting. Your best self understands. Boring done daily beats exciting done occasionally. Build inner systems, not external pressure. External pressure fades. Your best self builds. Internal standards, personal accountability, self-respect. You do the work. Even when no one is watching. Your future is built by what you do repeatedly, not occasionally. Systems turn effort into identity. Identity turns actions into destiny. Fear, pain, and transformation. Fear is the price of growth. If you are not afraid, you are not growing. Fear appears when you try something new, you risk judgment, you leave comfort. Fear is not your enemy. It is a signal. Fear means you are stepping beyond your old limits. Your best self does not eliminate fear. It learns to move with fear. The two types of pain. There are only two pains in life. Pain of discipline. Pain of regret. One hurts now. The other hurts forever. Avoiding discipline does not remove pain. Postpones it. Your best self chooses short-term discomfort for long-term pride. Fear of failure is actually fear of identity loss. You don't fear failure itself. You fear what failure would mean about you. What if I try and fail? What will people think? What if I'm not as capable as I believe? This fear is rooted in ego. Your best self understands. Failure is data, not identity. You are not your results. You are your effort and growth. Judgment is inevitable, growth is optional. People will judge you when you start, when you succeed, when you fail. If you stay small, they judge. If you rise, they judge. So choose wisely. Your best self values self-respect over approval. Pain is a teacher, not a punishment. Pain forces attention. It shows what needs change, where you are weak, where you must grow. Running from pain keeps you repeating lessons. Facing pain upgrades you. Ask, what is this pain trying to teach me? Emotional toughness is built through exposure. You don't become strong by avoiding stress. You become strong by experiencing it repeatedly. Each time you face fear, endure discomfort, continue despite doubt, your capacity expands. Your best self trains resilience deliberately. The moment you stop running, transformation begins. The moment you stop escaping, no distractions, no excuses, no emotional hiding, just you and the work. This moment is uncomfortable, but powerful. Use pain as fuel, not an excuse. Some people use pain to quit. Others use it to rise. Your best self converts pain into focus, discipline, depth. Pain handled correctly becomes strength. Detach from the need to be understood. Not everyone will understand your journey, and they don't need to. Your best self moves forward. Without validation, silence often accompanies growth. The rebirth phase. Transformation feels like loss. Before it feels like freedom. Old habits resist. Old friends may fade. Old comfort disappears. This is not collapse. This is rebirth. But its power does. Pain never ends. But its purpose changes. Your best self is forged. Where comfort ends. Purpose, focus, and direction. Discipline without purpose leads to burnout. Many people work hard, yet feel empty. Why? Because effort without meaning slowly drains the soul. Your best self does not grind blindly. It moves with direction. Purpose is not motivation. Purpose is orientation. Purpose is not found, it is built. Most people wait to find purpose. They ask, what is my passion? What am I meant to do? Purpose does not appear magically. It emerges from action, responsibility, contribution. You build purpose by committing to growth and service. Start with responsibility, not passion. Passion is unreliable. Responsibility is powerful. Take responsibility for your body, your mind, your skills, your future. Purpose grows where responsibility is taken. Your best self asks, "What needs me right now?" Focus is saying no to almost everything. Focus is not doing more. It is doing less better. Every distraction you allow steals energy from your purpose. Your best self chooses depth over noise, mastery over multitasking, progress over pleasure. Focus is a daily discipline. Long-term thinking separates leaders from followers. Short-term thinking asks, "How do I feel today?" Long-term thinking asks, "Who am I becoming?" Your best self makes decisions based on future identity. Temporary comfort is traded for permanent strength. Align daily actions with direction. Purpose without action is fantasy. Your best self connects daily habits, long-term vision. Ask daily, "Does this move me closer or further?" Clarity simplifies discipline. The power of meaningful goals. Goals give shape to purpose. Not ego goals. Not comparison goals. Meaningful goals. Demand growth. Stretch capacity. Serve something bigger. Your best self sets goals that challenge character, not just results. Learn to be alone with your vision. Clarity often comes in solitude. Constant noise blurs direction. Your best self protects thinking time. Silence creates insight. Insight creates focus. When purpose feels heavy. Some days purpose feels heavy. Responsibility can feel overwhelming. This is normal. Purpose is not always inspiring. Sometimes it is duty. Your best self continues anyway. Direction over speed. Speed without direction leads nowhere. Your best self values alignment over rush, consistency over intensity. Slow progress in the right direction beats fast movement in the wrong one. Purpose gives suffering meaning. Focus gives effort power. When you know why, you can endure almost anyhow. Standards, environment and growth. Your standards decide your future. Your life rises or falls to the level of what you tolerate, not what you want, not what you dream, what you accept. Low standards quietly destroy potential. Your best self sets non-negotiable standards. How you spend time, how you speak to yourself, what behavior you allow. Standards turn discipline into identity. Stop negotiating with your lower self. Every negotiation with laziness strengthens it. Your best self does not argue with excuses. It acts. Action ends debate. Environment is stronger than motivation. You cannot outmotivate a bad environment. If you stay in constant negativity, distraction, comfort culture, your growth will slow. Your best self redesigns surroundings. Fewer distractions, fewer energy drains, more structure. Change space, change behavior. People influence you more than you think. Energy is contagious. The people around you shape beliefs, normalize behavior, influence standards. Your best self is intentional about proximity. Not everyone deserves access to your future. Growth requires distance. Sometimes growth requires stepping back, saying no, being misunderstood. This is not arrogance. This is self-preservation. Your best self protects momentum. Consistency over intensity. Intensity impresses. Consistency transforms. Your best self chooses sustainable effort, daily discipline, long-term systems. Small progress, done daily, becomes unstoppable. Protect your focus ruthlessly. Focus is fragile. Every notification is a small theft. Your best self guards tension, energy, time. What you focus on becomes your life. Growth is a lifelong commitment. There is no final level, no arrival. Your best self remains curious, adaptable, hungry. Complacency is the enemy. Raise the bar slowly, but relentlessly. Growth is not dramatic. It is quiet, slightly higher standards. slightly better habits, slightly stronger mindset. Daily elevation compounds. When growth feels lonely, loneliness is often a sign you are evolving. Not everyone grows with you. Your best self accepts this, without bitterness. Final thought of Part 7. Standards protect identity. Environment sustains discipline. You don't rise by luck. You rise by design. Living as your best self. No going back. Becoming is a daily practice. You never arrive. There is no finish line. Where discipline ends. Your best self is not a destination. It is a daily standard. Some days will feel strong. Some days will feel heavy. You show up anyway. Self-trust is the ultimate power. The highest confidence is trusting yourself. Not your talent. Not your luck. Your ability to show up, endure, adapt. Self-trust is built by keeping promises to yourself. You live differently now. Your decisions change. Comfort is questioned. Excuses are rejected. Discipline is normal. You don't seek motivation. You embody commitment. Your best self acts before thinking too much. You measure progress differently. Not by applause. Not by comparison. You measure effort, consistency, alignment. Quiet progress beats loud attention. Strength becomes your identity. You don't chase confidence. You build it through action. Hard things no longer scare you. They shape you. Your best self becomes calm under pressure, steady in chaos, focused in noise. You accept life fully, not just the wins, the losses too. You stop asking, why me? You start asking, what now? This shift creates resilience. Your responsibility expands. As you grow, your responsibility grows. You influence others, environments, standards. Your best self leads by example. You don't go back, not because it's impossible, because it's unacceptable. You remember who you were, what it cost, what you've built. Backward movement no longer feels safe. Growth becomes your normal. Discipline feels natural. Focus feels familiar. You are no longer fighting yourself. You are aligned. Final truth. Becoming your best self is not about being perfect. It is about being honest, disciplined, and committed, especially when no one is watching. This is not a motivational phase. This is your identity now. You don't need another book. You don't need another video. You need daily execution. Read this again. Apply one principle, then another. That is how lives change. One day you will look back at this version of yourself and realize something important. You did not change because life became easier. You changed because you became stronger. No one saw the nights you chose discipline over comfort. No one applauded when you showed up tired, afraid, and uncertain. But those moments built you. Your best self was never created by luck, talent, or motivation. It was created by daily decisions made in silence. Remember this: when life demanded comfort, you chose growth. When fear whispered retreat, you chose courage. When excuses felt reasonable, you chose responsibility. That is why you are no longer the same. From this moment forward, you do not ask for permission to rise. You do not wait for confidence to act. You do not look back to feel safe. You move forward because staying the same is no longer an option. There will be days when progress feels slow, days when discipline feels heavy, days when doubt returns. And when they come, remember, you are not building a phase. You are building a standard. You are not chasing a better life. You are becoming the kind of person who creates one. This is your responsibility. This is your power. This is your identity. And now, walk forward, not motivated, not inspired, committed.